As we get older, our bodies begin to lose flexibility and mobility. We become less stable and our strength starts to diminish. These are all things that add up over the years of constantly sitting at a desk or constantly being in bad posture or bad positions. And ultimately, that affects our golf swing. Now, there's yet to be a person that defies the aging process. However, there's many that have managed to prolong the negative effects of aging through exercise. Take Gary Player, for example. Gary was one of the first golfers to take fitness seriously back in the 1950s. He's incorporated strength training throughout his career and attributes much of his success and longevity to his exercise routine. Still to this day, at the age of 85, he continues to make it a priority. There's no reason why we can't continue to play golf well into our 80s, but we have to make sure that we take care of ourselves and that we prevent some of these things from getting worse as we get older. I'm going to take you through 6 of the best golf fitness exercises that'll help you continue to perform as you get older. Hey, what's up? Chad Eline here with ULaunch Performance. Listen, this channel's all about improving your fitness to optimize your performance on the golf course. So if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and tap that bell next to it. You'll be notified every Monday when there's a new golf fitness video. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. All right, so the first exercise I'm going to show you is a spinal segmentation exercise. Just like the cat-camel or cat-cow. But with this one, we really want to focus on segmenting each part of our spine as we go through that. Now, what happens is a lot of us sit in this S posture where our hips are anteriorly tilted and our lower back is really arched, or from sitting at a computer all day long, we get into this real kind of C posture. And what it does is it shows up in our golf swing. It shows up in our initial posture of our golf swing. So this is going to be done in a quadruped position. So we just want the knees right underneath the hips, hands right underneath the shoulders. And we want to start in spinal extension. So extension throughout our spine. And we just want to keep our eyes focused somewhere up on the wall. And we want to try and maintain that focal point throughout this exercise. So we're going to start the tailbone, and we just want to slowly bring that tailbone, tuck that tailbone underneath, slowly work into our lumbar spine. Again, just slowly tucking it, engaging those lower abs, trying to keep that focal point on the wall. We get to our ribs, and we're just segmenting each part to our thoracic spine. And then once we get to the top in our cervical spine, and we let it drop, then to bring it back, we're going to start again with our tailbone. And this time, we're just going to slowly work it into extension to our lower back, to right where our ribs meet, up to our thoracic spine, and then our cervical spine. Now, key to this is to not let those shoulders drop, not to let this dip down, right? We just want to focus on that spinal segmentation. So this is a great exercise to kind of try and get ourselves loosen up that spine so it's not locked into those postures. That'll help us out in our dress, and it'll help us out in our rotation. The second exercise is a core stability exercise, right? We all know that the core is king. It's what allows us to transfer that power and that energy from the ground up through our swing. So a lot of people think the core is about rotation, and really it's about resisting rotation. Resisting rotation, resisting lateral flexion, resisting extension and flexion. So this is the bear plank. We're going to get into again, similar to the spinal segmentation exercise, into a quadruped position where our hands are right underneath our shoulders, our knees are right underneath our hips, and we're going to start by pressing into the ground to activate our shoulders and our chest. With our feet flexed here in dorsiflexion, we're going to press through our toes, and we're just going to lift up just about an inch off the ground. Now our head's going to be in a nice neutral position, and our pelvis is going to be slightly tucked. So there's a little bit of a rounding in our back. That's the position that we're going to hold for this exercise. Now, the key to this is when we push up and we get set into that position and we slowly tuck that pelvis underneath, we really want to bring those ribs down and we want to engage that core it's like somebody's about to punch us. Okay, and we're going to just tense up our glutes, tense up our core, and that's going to be our bear plank position. So it's going to look like this. Now, to start, we just want to start with 10-second holds, right? 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off. If that's too easy, slowly progress it up. Once you can do a minute, then we can start progressing into movements off of that, such as shoulder taps or bear crawls. Plenty of options to go about that. Now, if that's too difficult, even to hold for 10 seconds, what you can do is start by just keeping your knees on the ground. Stay in this position, tuck the pelvis, push up through those hands, slight rounding of the back, and again, engage the core like somebody's about to punch you, and you just hold that position. So the third exercise is the Adductor Dip Exercise. The main focus of this one is for hip mobility. And what we're going to do is we're going to start in a kneeling position, and we're going to bring one leg up. So this leg is going to stay here. We want this to be in full hip extension. So our glute is engaged, our glute's on, it's contracted. We want to keep this hip nice and straight, tuck that pelvis a little bit. That's what's going to fire that glute. And then we want to bring this leg out to the side. Now ideally, we'd like to have it out to about 90 degrees, but whatever position you can get into that comfortably to get that out to the side. And we want to be slightly more than 90 degrees here with our knee to start. We want to keep our torso pointed forward. And all we're going to do from this position is we're going to slowly dip in as far as we can, hold for a second, and come back. Now, this is one of my main issues is hip internal rotation, which obviously is key on creating hip depth in your backswing and posting up on your downswing. This is one that really helps with this. Your adductors are a main muscle in hip internal rotation. What we also can do is add a little bit of resistance to it, which will work on some core stability. You can grab a med ball or hold a kettlebell out in front of you. And again, this will kind of force us to keep that core engaged. We started with a little bit more than 90 degrees here. What happens is if I bring this foot in a little bit and start at 90 degrees, now when I come out to the side, I'm still getting that adductor stretch here, but I'm also getting a nice dorsiflexion stretch in my ankle. So if ankle mobility is an issue for you, this can also, you can bring that foot in a little bit and start working on that dorsiflexion. Okay, so just with this exercise, I talked about core stability and hip mobility and possibly ankle mobility being issues with you. This is where I need to stress the importance of getting a golf fitness movement screen. It's critical that you understand what your physical limitations are and how they affect your golf swing. So I've put together a golf fitness movement screen that was first developed by the Titleist Performance Institute that trains golfers and golf professionals across the world. Some of the top professionals in the PGA and LPGA tours. And the screen consists of 15 tests that measure your mobility, stability, and balance, and how well you move and how that affects your golf swing. I put it together into a simple PDF that you can download. And they've got video tutorials of each test. I walk you through step by step, showing you how to perform each test, what the standard baselines are, how they affect your golf swing, and how you compare to your peers and to the pros. If you want to improve your golf game, if you want to understand why you swing the way that you do, if you want to develop a more efficient, more powerful golf swing, that's where this golf fitness movement screen comes into play. So I've left a link down in the description. You simply click on it and I'll send it to you. At the end, when you've done the entire assessment, you simply send it back to me and I'll send you some exercises to help improve some of your limitations or weaknesses. The fourth exercise is called the butcher's block. So this is a great exercise for lengthening our lats. So our lats connect from our pelvis and run all the way up to our shoulder. They play a critical role in our ability to tilt our pelvis, our ability to rotate, our ability to flex and extend our spine, and our ability to flex our shoulder. So big part in the rotation of our ability to rotate in our golf swing and our ability to maintain our posture. So with this, driver and a bench. If you got a chair will probably work too. All we want to do is get into a kneeling position. We're going to grab the club with our palms facing up. We're going to place our elbows on the bench and we're going to sit back. And to start, what we want to do is we want to get that pelvis into a neutral position. So we don't want that lower back arched. We want that pelvis into a neutral position. And from here, we're going to sit our hips back, maintain that neutral pelvis, and then we're going to bring the club behind our head. Hold for 10 to 20 seconds, and then I like to come out of it. Set up again. Get that pelvis into neutral. Sit the hips back, bring that club back. So this is one of those exercises, again, that you can perform on a daily basis. 8 to 10 reps, 10 to 20 second holds. Really helps to lengthen out those lats. Keep it flexible and mobile. Allows us better posture and rotation in our golf swing. All right, so this fifth exercise is a half kneeling wall opener. So just as important as hip rotation is, so is thoracic spine rotation in our golf swing. I'm going to use this to pin my hips in place. So I'm going to get into a half kneeling position. I'm going to put this foam roll right between my outside knee and the wall. I'm at 90 degrees here. I'm going to bring my pelvis into neutral so that glute is engaged and contracted. I'm going to pressure this knee into the foam roll, into the wall. I'm going to bring my arms straight out in front of me. Take a deep breath, exhale, and then I'm going to rotate or open up. So it'll look like this. So what this is doing is it's basically taking my hips out of the equation, right? We're just focusing on thoracic rotation. A slight variation to this that you could do, in our golf swing, our head pretty much stays right over the ball. It stays in place. So you can try and keep it in place if you like. Just a slight variation to work on more, so to make it more true thoracic rotation. All right, so 8 to 10 reps each side. Again, this is something that you can do on a consistent basis to really open up and get that thoracic spine rotating. All right, so I just incorporated a lot with those 5 different exercises, right? Core stability, thoracic mobility, hip mobility, thoracic rotation, hip rotation, ankle mobility, shoulder mobility. Now I want to show you a strength exercise that really kind of puts all of them right together. I'm just going to have a kettlebell here, dumbbell, anything will work. And it's going to be a single leg reverse lunge, but we're also going to try and hold this weight above our head while we're performing this exercise, which will not only work on our shoulder mobility, but our scapular stability. This also puts us in a position that really makes us focus on our core stability, right? There's going to be some anti-lateral flexion involved. There's going to be some anti-extension involved. So it really helps us focus on creating core stability in this. So all I want you to do is just line up, bring that arm overhead, and all we're going to do is we're just going to step back, lunge down, and come back up. And this is working on our balance, our core stability, our hip mobility as I open this hip up and come down, getting good extension here. Back up. My scap is set back. So So it becomes a place of stability with that arm overhead. Again, I don't want to let that lower back arch when I come back. So we're fighting against that extension of the lower back. And we're creating great lower body strength in a single leg position. Thanks for checking out the video. If this was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It means a lot. And if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. Go check out the Golf Fitness movement screen. They're really simple assessments. You take yourself through it, you score it, and you have a better understanding of why you swing the way that you do. Then you simply just send me back the results, and I'll send you some exercises that can help with your movement. And as always, I'll see you back here next Monday for a new Golf Fitness video. Take it easy.